What's up, guys? It's I the one, and today I welcome you to Russian countryside. What does it look like? Yeah. So right now we're 50 kilometers from Moscow. It's a small, not a city, even smaller, just a couple of houses. A very narrow road, as you can see. Although in Russia you won't see very often road this good without any bumps in it. That means that this is pretty wealthy neighborhood, because usually in Russia you don't even see an asphalt in places like this, just with a couple of houses. Probably the cost of the house is around maybe $100,000, maybe $200,000. I'm not sure about the prices, because that's like way too much for an ordinary Russian person. Yeah, and you can see the grass is not cut on the behind the house. Some of them are built. I think I saw that in United States a lot of grass is cut, but here no, like they're like very tall. A lot of people in villages that are poor, more poor than this one, if you can say, they use bikes, just regular bikes, bicycles I mean, and maybe go by foot. But here you can see BMW, so that's pretty wealthy. Some houses like here, these type of houses are probably you can live even in winter. In winter, Russia is very cold. I'm pretty sure that you heard of it. And most of Russians that have a country's house, that they have an apartment and they have a country house, but usually they come to it only at summer time, because like the winters are very cold, and it's very expensive to have a house that is warm enough. Yeah, but not all of Russian people have these type of houses as an addition to their apartments. Maybe, I don't know even how much, maybe 30% or 40% or 50%, somewhere between these numbers. My consideration concerning Moscow, which is pretty wealthy city. I'm not sure about other cities. So yes, typical Russian Lada. And yeah, the roads are pretty narrow and a lot of trees. Here's a field. We actually have a lot of fields in Russia, but unfortunately not too much of them that are made like farmers make them, so to grow on them something. We have a problem with that. Before 1917, I think somewhere before that date, we were #1 on growing, I forgot how to call it, the seeds for to make the bread from. And there were a lot of farmers, but after 1917, when communism starts, like the situation changed, and we became more industrial country. But what concerns farming, well, it's not in a good shape right now. So the asphalt ended, and that's probably because the wealthy neighborhood ended, and now we're like on this type of road that's like more like it for Russian, but still the houses are very nice. There's even some tractor that is building something. Sir, yeah. Yeah, and a lot of fields there, as you can see. Yeah, so you can walk along the way, just don't know what to do with that, but you can walk. And the fields, like there's like real holes in the road, as you can see. If you so you have to go really slowly. So these type of trucks that carry around sand and stones for the countryside, and they're like really old. I think maybe 30 years old, or even older. unfortunately. Even when we have a commercial vehicles that do commercial transportations, 20 tons, the big long ones, they're also pretty old, maybe not so old, but we don't get new trucks. Usually these are used trucks from Europe. Take a look at it! Awesome field! Wow! Yeah, there's like a lot of free space, not used space in Russia. If you want to come, just you'll unworried about you won't have enough space. Well, you do, you will have enough space. Some flowers growing, and now I'm going like 5 kilometers per hour because the pots are just huge. Just look at them. They just, and the whole road is like that, and I'm not sure what to do with that. Yeah, in these types of neighborhood, we don't even usually have an internet. In some places where the places are close to Moscow, they do, but most of these type countrysides, they don't have internet, a fast internet, maybe very slow one, but the fast one, nah, it's not like that. So we're still driving, and now this is like a village. By the way, comparing to United States again, because I've seen a lot of videos about states, not about other countries. Well, in Europe I think too, there are not too much fences there, but in Russia fences are the real thing, and most... Oh, look at the big fly! That's like, the bigger the fence, the better the neighbor. It's said in Russia. So Russian people don't like to their life to be seen. Yeah, I really would like to go to that field. Their flowers are super big. I'm not sure what these are, but they're awesome. Look at the horse. Oh, yes, and there you can see some small houses there. And a lot of houses have dogs, and they're like big dogs, like really big dogs. They live on outside of the house, and they're like, I'm not sure how to ride here. Just look, it's like in the middle. You cannot drive it neither left or right, because like you can go there and get up. Yeah, probably this one. Yeah, we have saying in Russian. Oh, there's a fly. We have a saying in Russian that Russia has two problems: that fools and the roads. Yeah. Now we're dealing with the first problem. And I'm not talking about fool behind the wheel. Yeah, I'm talking about the bad roads. And that saying is from, I think, 19th century, and still it is true. Look, that's actually not a fly, that's actually a thing. It's not like a mosquito, but it eats blood, so it lands on the person, and then it sucks the blood of it. And it's pretty painful, I would say. And there's like two types of these things. First, in the middle of the day when it's hot like now, these big flies fly by, and then at the evening the mosquitoes come and they smell little things, I don't know, and they bite a lot too. So like all day long, 24/7, somebody wants to eat you in the countryside. Yeah, look at it. It flew here. It's like, oh, it flew away. On my way back, I decided to visit a field and go to it. I've got special boots for that, because like it's really tough here. And besides that, now it's raining, but you can feel being in a Russian field. So these roads here are because of tractors, I think. So maybe a while ago they were harvesting something here, and that's why it's not like just a flat field. It's just like got these type of hills. But look how cool it is. It's just awesome. You can scream and shout. Yeah, and I'm not gonna continue because like that's the words or lyrics of the song, and I can get a copyright. So these little flowers. I don't know how they call it in English. I'm not sure even how they call it in Russian. But when I was a child, I used to eat them. They're like, yeah, they're like a bit like sweet. They're like sweet. They probably have some sugar in it. So in my childhood, I used to eat them, and not only me. Like that was like a tradition, I think. So as you see, there's like a giant field here, and this one is actually short. Before that I stopped without a camera and the grass was till here. That's why all my shorts are wet. Just look at them. Like all this thing is wet and all my boots are wet as well. Okay. So my purpose here is to collect flowers. That's one of a big advantage in Russia, that you can stop anywhere and collect the flowers. Just the only thing, I don't know what this type of flower it is. Oh, it's a bit sharp, so I'm not gonna collect that one. I can collect these flowers, the white ones. They are very beautiful. These flowers are my favorite flowers. I'm gonna grab them, although I'm not sure how long they're gonna live in my house without like dying and stuff. By the way, here like some houses, so people are probably, oh, look at this bug, flying bug. Oh. So people are probably thinking, what is he doing? Anyway, it's just these type of flowers in Russian are called romashka, and we have a tradition of. Actually, it's hard to cut it without anything. I'm sorry. We have a tradition like taking these parts, the white parts of the flower, and grabbing them and asking if someone loves you or not. She loves me not. She loves me not. She loves me. Okay, I'm gonna stay on the love thing because like I'm an optimistic type of guy. Yeah, and far there you'll be able to see the forest, and it's awesome. It'll like, oh, you breathe differently here. I think every person that lives outside saying to it fellows that you can breathe differently here. And if you notice a bit, some bird is singing. The only thing that I'm afraid of these fields is actually bugs. They're called, I think, mites or Icarus, something like that. Well, small little bugs that are usually living in the high grass, and they feeding with your blood. And that's nothing special, I mean, but these guys, some of them are sick with some illness, and that is pretty dangerous for a person, for a human being. So after you go on a high grass, you need to check. They're like living in the summer time, so it's like a lot of little insects that like to eat you and suck your blood. Come to Russia then, okay. And this thing, I'm not sure how it called in English. We call it krapiva, and that's a very unpleasant. Creature, because when you touch it, it like spices you or bites you or something like that. So when you're a kid, boys used to run after girls with this thing, and they punch them with these things, and you're like screaming, "Oh no!" because this thing is very bitey and sticky, and it's not very unpleasant. But you can make a soup out of it. Yeah, we have a special krapivny soup, which is made out of this thing. Yeah, I don't like that one. Now I added my flowers, and here's a bucket. The purple one is called Ivan chai. Ivan is the most common name in Russian, and chai is tea. Okay guys, so that was idea 1. Let me know what you think about this video, and see you next time. Thank you for supporting and writing all the pleasant things you write sometime. Okay, see you. Bye. 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 Bye.